Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of The Aaron Show. I am your host, B. Arthur. And ladies and gentlemen, may I just go ahead and just introduce my co-star, star of stage and screen, a hot dog, a corn dog pin I stole from a 4-year-old. And then I think we got, Dora Winifred Reed. Dora Winifred, DW. Hey Francine, I have a question. Hey, wait a minute. Grown men play with dolls too. Hey Francine, I have a question. What is it, DW? Why don't you go back to your own house and quit bothering everyone? Oh, today on the Aaron Show, we would like to do things a little bit differently. So today I am going to actually be doing what I've been seeing for the past 6 years on the YouTube, and it's these little girlies. Well, actually, since 2020, like back when everybody got bored at home, must have been nice. But no, since 2020, I've been seeing like these little girlies do like these little murder mystery things. And I thought, well, I watch enough of them and I know basically how to do them. So I thought that I would maybe try to do one too here on the Aaron Show. Thank God. Well, hello, kiddies, and welcome to Toothless Terrors. No, I don't. I don't want to do it. Like I look like the fucking Crypt Keeper's fat, still alive cousin if he didn't fucking get on Ozempic and didn't use crack. Like no, like you can be a ghost. Like I mean, you go ahead and that's fine. I mean, you linger in a corner of a room anyway. I mean, might as well put a sheet on. But that was pretty fun. Let's listen to Hello, kiddies, and away. So welcome to Toothless Terrors. I am your host, Tina Turner. And this is a this is apparently a small ghost that you're adorable. Oh, get off there, skank. I ain't got the money to pay you today. Ladies and gentlemen, may I just go ahead and just introduce star of stage and screen and the highest paid character at Hot Topic, the Bone Daddy himself, Joyce the Wit. I fucking tell you what I fucking told Robert the dog. Go fuck yourself, you goddamn peepless fucking. I mean, like, no, it doesn't need to be like that. I mean, what does that royalty check look like? I mean, you got to get something. I mean, like, your face is plastered all over fat gothic girls' arms all over the world. It's got to be a lot of money. You got to get something for that. Come on. Okay, all right. Let's quit beating around the bush. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I want to be like one those little girls on the YouTube, and I want to tell all the little stories about the people that get murdered. So here we go. Welcome to Toothless Terrors. My name is Aaron Pritchard, and this is my co-host. Oh wait, we already did that bit. Oh, okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right to it now, shall we? Now, before we begin, I need to go ahead and like give them. See, I feel so excited about doing this. I need to go ahead and give the people that see they want to hear it, whether or not they can hear it or not. See, some people they get really nervous about it. See, it's gonna get nasty. Um, it's gonna get very, very nasty, and there's physical violence and an abusive relationship. What do we warn these people about again? It's not a good time. Oh. Today we will be talking about the case of Bernice Hardy and the horrific murder and torture that she endured while living with her boyfriend, Kyle McMahon. My name is Aaron Pritchard, and welcome to Toothless Terrors. That was very professional. I sounded like I could be on the And welcome to Toothless Terrors. My name is Aaron Pritchard. It is 72 degrees outside, and there's some slight traffic on I. Okay, so anyways, like I kind of said, our case is about Bernice Hardy. Now, Bernice was described by her family as the little helper. She was the first child of her parents. That's going to be Donna and Rick Hardy. She was the first child. She had two younger siblings. That's going to be Susie and Rick Jr. And just honestly, just from the day that she was able to walk, all she wanted to do was like help her parents out. Like her mama in the kitchen, her daddy in the garage. She was just a little helper. She had interest, like it wasn't just she was just, sitting there just kind of pissing the day away, just like hanging out. No, like she had interest. With her mother, apparently, like she was growing to be like a really, really good cook. She could cook after years of watching her mother helping her in the kitchen. And then her father, like she'd go help her father out in the garage. She loved spending time with her parents. She wasn't a daddy's girl. She wasn't a mommy's girl. She was both. She was both. She loved them both. Um, so she would go help her father out in the garage, just anything really. Just as long as she could be near her parents, she had a good time. Her mother was a waitress. Her father worked nights at a automotive. Uh, they make the parts, one of those automotive plants. And what would happen is, like her mother's working during the day and her father is working at night. So now this was toward the point, like maybe like Bernice is about 10, 11 at this point. She's able to kind of take care of her siblings, her younger siblings. Again, she's got two younger siblings. And so she's able to kind of sit there and kind of be the third parent. Now, she didn't mind doing it, and she loved it. She loved her family. She honestly thought it was a fun time. That is a lot of responsibility, and I'm not sure if she was aware of how much responsibility that was given to her at a young age. Again, she was a helper. Like she just saw the ongoings of everyday life as things that you were just supposed to do, and without any refusal or any argument, she would happily sit there and babysit, her younger siblings while her mother's at work, her father's at work, and that was just, that is such a tremendous amount of character for a child, let alone an adult. To do what, not what you need to do, but what your family needs to do, and no questions. Again, tremendous amount of character for such a young a child, basically. In school, in school, kind of the same thing. She's a buddy, she's your friend, she's the girl that's going to show you around on the first day of school. She's going to dive in there. And there's nothing that she's really seeking. It's just that's just her mind, and she wants to help people. And she was popular in school, again, just a buddy, and that is the term that I want to give her, honestly. That is how her parents described her. Bernice Hardy, our little buddy, our little helper. And that doesn't sound like much, but in this day and age, we could all use a buddy, we could all use a helper. So she's popular. She's known as, well, not so popular, but she's known as like, like a really friendly person. And she was actually the head of the photography club, you know. Now, Bernice, oh, I'm so sorry. She was born in 1992. So by the time she was in high school, it was about the early 2000s, 2006-ish. So this was about when, like digital cameras and stuff were around and everybody with a MySpace account and a fucking flip phone thought they were a damn photographer. No, I'm being dead serious. It's like if you had one of them little cameras that had like the little like lens that like went like this and it focused. Yeah, no, you thought you were hot shit, a photographer, and you probably listened to Parlatonics. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the Parlow tones. The Parlow tones. Dickbags. Again, all it took back in the day was just a stick of black eyeliner and a fucking digital camera, and you thought you were the best fucking shit on the MySpace. You know what? You can take me away from your top 10, but you'll What the fuck we get goddamn talk? So she was over the photography club, and you know, that was it. That was it. Not really too much to say. Great girl during high school, graduated, flying honors, yada yada yada. She had an amazing friend group. She had a series of friends that she had since middle school. And these three friends, it was going to be Sarah, it was going to be Jennifer, and then it was also going to be Cooper. Cooper. Her name was Cooper, and that's such an adorable name. So these three girls were her friends, Sarah, Jennifer, and Cooper. And what they would do is just your typical teen girl things. Go hang out at the mall, talk shit about people they see walking by, and just kind of hang out. And then also, they're part of the photography club as well. So they're taking pictures. They're just doing their thing. Nothing really too crazy. So there's Sarah, Jennifer, and Cooper. I think I got those right. After high school, Bernice thought that it'd be, you know, just in her best interest to kind of take about a year off. She helped raise her two younger siblings. She just graduated high school. She's going to take about a year off. She's going to just kind of chill out, figure out who she is as a person. She's 18 years old. And, she's just trying to just figure herself out. She's taking a break, again, taking a gap year. So, after she graduated high school with flying honors, may I say, she just said, "Hey, instead of going to school, like my friends Jennifer, Sarah, and Cooper, I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of like chill out for a year, take my time, do what I need to." Thankfully, they understood. They were excited at first, like years ago. Oh, we're gonna go to college together. We're gonna potentially share a dorm. Some of us. No, no, she'll see y'all in about a year, hopefully. So they thought. So with Jennifer, Sarah, and Cooper going away to college and everything, of course they're meeting people a little bit older than them, people like involved in different kind of shenanigans than your typical high school BS. And eventually they got in cahoots with some guy that could make some fake IDs. So guess who got fake IDs? Bernice, Sarah, Cooper, and just Jennifer. Mm-hmm. So, you know what them girls were doing? Every single chance they got a time to go out on the town, they got their fake IDs, they got a full tank of gas, and they shaking them titties, girl. They having a good ass motherfucking time. And, like when you're so young and pretty, like you can basically get into anywhere. So, of course, they were getting into every single bar, and a lot of the time they didn't even have to show their IDs. So that was, yeah. One night, the girls all got together and they went to Cleaner's Bar and Diner. Cleaner's Bar and Diner was just a bar. There was no diner. So the girls are there. There's four of them. They're just kind of hanging out. They're doing their typical thing. They snuck in. They're sitting there. They're having their drinks. And that is where our friend Bernice meets the bastard son of a bitch that's going to be known as Kyle McMahon. There is very little known about Colin McMahon. Again, he was born 2 months before I believe that Bernice was born in April, so that'd be 2 months. March. No, that's February. February 1992. 2 months older. So Bernice was, again, like they're still kids. Like they're 18 years old. And so, Bernice sees Kyle over there. He somehow got into the bar. I assume he had a fake ID. They start kind of chit-chatting it up, just kind of laughing over the fact that they both got into the bar with, a fake ID, but, like far enough away from the bartender so they can't get drinks. Relatively smart kids. And they kind of talk the night away, they talk the night away. They do a little bit of dancing, and then eventually, like, Kyle gives her number, and then well, everything just kind of takes off from there. She really likes him. Like now the thing about Kyle is, I'm really sorry. Let me go ahead and just talk a little bit about Kyle McMahon. About 2 years younger than Bernice, born in 1992. Nothing too much going on in like his school life. People have said that he just kind of blended in. Nobody ever really thought that he stood out or was, anything significant. uh, got by, actually dropped out at the age of 16, got his GED, about the same year that he met Bernice, maybe before, maybe after, but he definitely got it at the age of 18. And, very, very little is known about him. Didn't really stick out too much. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. These little boys, it's like they have nothing going on. And then they'll look over and then they'll see that like this beautiful young woman who has the world at her fingertips. And then they go over there and they just suck that shit dry. It's just like I don't know where it goes. Like that's a lot of energy to be sucking away from a person, and that's pretty fucking pathetic that you have to fucking do it, but we're gonna hear my thoughts about that hopefully a little bit later if I can fucking remember. So then we have to remember this is about 2, 3 months into Bernice's gap year. She's taking a break. So she meets this guy, falls for him, obviously. I mean, again, there's nothing really special about him. It's like you'd rather wish like some of his friends would kind of hit on you. Like he's the ugly one of the friend group. I'm very sorry. So they start kind of hanging out, and her friends immediately were just like, "Girl, I don't know about this." It was a slow burn, is what it really fucking was. Is because what happened was it's like they, uh, wait, you're over here. Well, what happened was is it's like, hey, let's all go out and like it's like that point in the relationship where it's just like, well, I'm gonna bring, my boyfriend, like even though it's girls' night and he's gonna have to fucking be there because like this is new and this is special and I'm sorry, I think we've all had like that point in our life where it's like we fall in love with somebody and then we take them out on like settings that are like really meant for like a certain group of people. You're supposed to get away from that person. But guess what? Kyle insisted on fucking going out with her on her girls' nights. Okay, like he needed to be there. Okay, because that is how he met her on girls' night. So in his mind, that is how he's gonna meet somebody fucking else. Over time, like her friends could just kind of see like he was making her like kind of more recluse, like if Kyle's not going, Bernice ain't going. And that was a weird fucking concept for her friends to understand. Like Cyndi Lauper, she honestly said it the best. Like some boys take a beautiful girl. Wait, some boys take a beautiful girl, then their heart they will from the rest of the world. Some boys take a beautiful girl, hide them away from the rest of the world. They do. They fucking do. It's like the movie Poltergeist. Like when that little lady is explaining like why that thing wanted their daughter. It's like she's a point of light and these lost souls need something to kind of gravitate towards. She's the light and they just need to kind of cross over. It's like, yeah, I have a great thing going on here. Here's a trouble ass bastard, but he's kind of cute, but not really. And I'm gonna give him everything in hopes that he changes. Bernice Hardy was a Christian woman. I don't. So her friends started noticing a decline in her appearance in social gatherings, and they automatically wrote it off to Kyle. Yes, and that is such a fucking sad thing. So the months are going on, and their relationship is kind of, basically the same. She can't do anything. Like her friends don't see her as much. She can't really do anything unless he's there. And the year is kind of winding down. So it was about time for the gap year to come to a close. She's about to start going back to school. She's gonna join her friends. She's gonna go do girl, she gonna go do the damn thing. She is gonna go be a registered nurse and she's gonna wear white as hell New Balance shoes and ignore everybody in that waiting room. All right? Fucking go ahead. And what she wanted to do is she wanted to kind of move in like with her friends and like she wanted to get like a little apartment like she was living with her parents at the time. So she wanted to just kind of like, she had only been dating this guy for a year. She'd known these people since she was in middle school. She wasn't taking things as serious as he was because she kind of had some things going on. She had a plan. She had a goal. She had things that she was doing. She couldn't sit around all day and wipe your ass for you because you don't have anything really going on. No, 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 no. She had things going. She was going to move in with her friends and go to school, and that was going to be a relationship wasn't even part of the equation. Is where, like the relationship is where this fucked everything up, especially with this guy. So the year is coming to an end, and she eventually just says, like her and Jennifer, they actually were in cahoots and they were talking. They were just like, we're going to get an apartment, we're going to move in together. It's like a two-bedroom apartment, everything, whatever. It's like a 3 blocks away from the campus where we're going to be going to school. Everything's fine, whatever. No, no, absolutely not. No. If you go and you move in with somebody else, then I'm going to break up with you. Tom McMahon said that. He got mad at her. He got mad at her. It's just like, I'm over here. I'm just going to move in with my friend. She's got a boyfriend. It's not like we're going to be doing it. I mean, I'm just trying to go to school. It's like 3 blocks away from, like, I'm trying to further my future. I'm trying to make something of myself. He couldn't stand it. He didn't do well in school. He wasn't in school. He wasn't. He didn't have anything to go. But the fact to anywhere to go. Excuse me. It's just the fact that she did, and for some reason that just made him fucking mad. I'm gonna tell you why that fucking made him mad because rage comes from fear, and that fear was he was gonna lose her because he's a loser and she was going to further herself and better herself and make a fucking life for herself. Don't be insecure. If you're with a woman who is willing to give you the damn time of day and go to school, you really don't have anything to damn lose. They're too fucking busy and tired from school. It's not like a fucking fashion show. It's not like they're over here. It's not the damn fucking episode of Flavor of. So that was obviously a factor. Go to school or we're done. Could you believe that? But Bernice, she was foolish enough to listen, and she didn't go to school. As opposed to going to school, guess what she did? They moved in together. She started working at a little restaurant and kind of sort of gave up on her dreams. She kind of said to herself, I'm going to do this online. I'm going to keep this going. Like I still want to do this. It never really came of anything. She worked at a restaurant. So, with Bernice's social life declining and her not going back to school, she eventually became depressed. There's a lot of people that I have seen that they're the prettiest people in the world. Like they look great. They take pride in just it's not necessarily they take pride in their appearance. It's just they take pride in like who they are. They again, they don't need a full face of makeup, but you look at them and it's just like, okay, that's a healthy person. Eventually that declined. She went from a girl who would not necessarily be like a runway model, but just like one of those people. It's just like looked at like a normal person, and like I don't know how to describe. It's like you see a person at like the grocery store, and it's like they may not look the best, but it's just like they still have like there's some sort of light in them. She lost that light. She went from a girl that was kind of taking care of her appearance, wore a little bit of makeup every now and again, made sure her hair looked okay. Again, kind of was conscious about her appearance. You just kind of see her again a few months later, just kind of dragging through town with sweatpants and slippers and, just like a stained shirt and beaten down, beaten down. And it's like, what happened? Where did the light go? I'll tell you where the light go. Fucking Kyle McMahon over here came and fucking took it. All right. Again, somebody. It wasn't a big surprise for her friends to go weeks without hearing from her at this point. At first, initially, yeah. It's like, we haven't heard from you all week. Yeah, that's hard to text when you have some asshole who's watching over your shoulder 24/7. So like, yeah, so it got to the point where she kind of fell out of touch with her friends. So it wasn't a big surprise if they were to go like a week or a month without hearing from her. That's fucking sad. Your friends on June 11th, 2011, there was a call made to the Squirrelton Police Department from other than our buddy over here, Mr. Kyle McMahon, stating that he had walked in from a long night at work and he saw his girlfriend laying there dead at the base of the stairs. When they showed up, the crime scene investigational people, when they showed up, they initially thought, oh, she just fell down the stairs and broke her neck. Maybe she was drunk, maybe she was intoxicated, and those were questions. And they immediately took Kyle in for questioning. And he said, again, I've been at work all night, I'm not exactly sure what happened. So, you know, there was no real evidence showing that it might have been foul play initially. There was nothing, no fingerprints. There wasn't really anything. It was just a body at the bottom of the stairs, just kind of dead. After they, talked with Kyle and kind of cleared everything, they went over the body and they started really kind of looking over it, and they're just like, okay, she fell from this point, maybe about 10 feet, but the severity of her broken neck couldn't have done that. And then they started raising their eyebrows and asking questions. There was an amount of force used that would have been, greater than what would have been, like would have happened if you like fell down a flight of stairs and broke your neck. So then they started asking questions. The body was sent for an autopsy, and they found that that was not actually the reason of her death. That was not how she died. There was a confliction of chemicals going on inside of her body. And, it was the vitamins, it was sleeping pills, it was aspirins, there was some rat poison in there. And they just kind of came to the conclusion that this guy was seriously slipping anything he could grind up and put into her food, drink, whatever, just to try to poison her. After further research, after looking at her body a little bit more and going it, she didn't die of a broken neck. She actually died about 3 days before that. He was giving her a cocktail of pills every chance he got. And then one day it finally freaking paid off. But when he finally found her body, again, this was about 2 to 3 days, according to the coroners. I'm sorry, the autopsy people, I'm not exactly sure what that is. She died, and apparently he just kind of hung around. And what he did after he gave her the cocktail of pills and she passed away, he's sitting there. A lot of people think that he was like on some sort of bender. And then after he like finally came to, he's just like, well, how am I gonna explain this? And he was too lazy to go out and dig a fucking hole. So he just kind of said, screw it. I'm just going to throw the body down the freaking stairs and break her neck and make it look like an accident. And that is exactly what had happened. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. So he pushed her down the damn stairs after he drugged her, killed her 2 days prior, and then he tried to snap her neck, tried to make it look like a freaking accident. That bought him a few weeks. That bought him a few weeks. And then after, further, oh, trust me, there was like 3 stages of investigation on her body alone. I just want to know how long they let that freaking corpse sit in that damn morgue. There was a slip up. There was a form that wasn't added to her file. When they found her body and they went and they investigated it, again, forgetting to put a form in a file. They must have had an intern. I'm not sure what this was about, and I'm not sure why this was mentioned. There was fresh human DNA inside of her. Ah. Okay, I hate saying this, but like what they're trying to say is like there was like fresh cum. There was fresh semen inside of her after her body, like a cold dead, like he fucked her dead body. Narcolepsy. It was relatively fresh, and that was just something that I don't know why. Like that's kind of you want to make sure that that's in the folder. Is that narcolepsy? No, that's not narcolepsy. That's nepotism. What's it called when you have sex with a dead body, you dirty bitch? Oh, that's necrophilia. I thought that was that peanut butter spread. That's not peanut butter, but it's hazelnut. He performed narcophilic acts on her, like a day or two. Like I mean, like she's late. Like he did horrible things. I'm sorry, that is pathetic. Now, of course, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So of course, obviously, because he was her partner and her boyfriend, everybody pointed the finger at him, and he said, "No, no, I didn't do it." And there really wasn't any evidence other than that, in which they found later, very later, again, how hard is it to put his hanger in a folder? We found his cum. When her friends and family took the stand to testify against this guy, they are basically saying what I said to you earlier. It's like they saw a slow cutoff from her socially. They saw a decline in her mentally and physically. They saw how he was just controlling, but from afar, and they did not put that past them. So they were not about to say, no, it wasn't him. Oh no, 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 no. They pointed that finger. Would have been this one right here. And he's over here saying, I didn't do it. I came home. I was at work. I came home and she was at the bottom of the damn stairs and she was dead. Yeah, she was dead for 3 days and you had sex with her fucking corpse, you pervert. This would be one of the messiest trials that Jason County had ever encountered. Because, again, there wasn't evidence, but there was evidence. I mean, like, again, it's her boyfriend. Who's to say, like, when they had sex last? But again, it's just like it was rather fresh. See, like on a dying, rotting corpse that's been like unalived for like 3 days. I'm sorry, your pussy ain't gonna be moist. But the sample of DNA that they gathered was rather fresh. So that is when they started asking questions. On August 11th, 2013, Kyle McMahon was finally arrested. Through advanced research and investigation on this. I don't know what to fucking call this shit. Coronary investigation. It's a coronal. Let's just say this: he killed the bitch, and they figured it out. All right. They took a black light and they put it on the handrail by the stairs, and they could see where it had been cleaned. Like they could see where like somebody took some sort of cleaner and tried to wipe off the hand, and then also on her body as well. Her body was wiped down with bleach. You like when you hit it, like see, there's a certain kind of I don't know what the hell they call it. When you put it on there, like you can kind of tell when people have tried to go in there and try to like fuck around with it, and then they put the black light on it. See, again, I'm not one of those people. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I know that that's a thing. Like, it's not exactly a black light by itself. It's like they use a special kind of substance to kind of um, uh, highlight by black light the ingredients in certain chemicals that are used to try to clean it up. And that's what they see, and that's what they saw. And it was just like, okay, somebody cleaned this up, didn't they? What the fuck are you trying to hide? What are through extental poking around and probing around, they came to the conclusion that her body was dead. He was the one that did it. He performed very sick acts on her dead body after she was gone. And then he bitched and moaned and complained and acted like a victim. In the interrogation room, he sat there stone cold like a statue. I want to speak to my lawyer. I want to speak to my lawyer. And then it seriously took 2 or 3 minutes of like some bald-headed cop, Detective Daniels, I believe is what his name was, Detective Daniels, to finally crack this motherfucker. And he kind of came at him just like her family is worried about him. Like yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that is such a basic ass technique, but it made him fucking start talking, so I guess it works. I was afraid of losing her. I didn't want to lose her. She was my everything. She was my best friend. And then his head fell down into his hands, and he wept and wept and wept. And then after about a minute or two, he said, "I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it." There was about a year and a half, and then they finally went to court, and he had to basically stand there in front of her family, her friends, and basically just kind of recollect everything that happened. And he wasn't shy about it. He wasn't shy about it. It was rumored and it was said, and this has not been proven, that he was trying to start like a GoFundMe to like get him out of jail and to like help him get like a better lawyer and stuff like that. But like apparently like that has been disproven. But they took him to court and they found him guilty of first degree murder, and he was charged with um, basically indignifying a human corpse, raping a corpse, and basically lying to investigators. I'm not exactly sure what that's called. I think that perjury, but I only know that because I had to Google it. So yeah, like messing with a corpse, killing somebody, and lying to the cops. Kyle McMahon was sentenced 25 years to life with the chance of probation in 2047. He is currently being held in a solitary cell. He has no clothes. He has no mattress. He has nothing. He has no fabric. Like he has attempted to take his own life several times because of this. Like it's almost a yearly thing, if not monthly. Like he can't handle it. After hearing the sentencing of Kyle McMahon, Bernice's family was rather upset. Like they honestly thought, like life, or the death penalty. Like they were hoping, but 25 years at best, and that's just, kind of a kick in the nuts. And it's really only because of like one time that Kyle went to like a mental facility, and so that's on his record. So that's something. So that's one reason there's a little bit more leniency. And but they they're trying their hardest just to kind of keep things perspective. And again, with these um um what is it? With these acts of suicide, and with them hearing about it, because they'll hear about it. Like they do have hope, but it's just like they won't give them any fabric. So it's not like it. he's gonna hang himself from the rafters anytime soon. For some reason, it's like the state won't give a mother and her starving child a gallon of milk and some cereal, but they'll fucking not give this guy sheets. Our priorities are all fucked up. Why keep this guy alive? Give him the fucking death penalty. I mean, it's just like, I get it. Let them live as long as they can. Let them outlive everything that they know and love. But it's like he took away, like, kill him. Just kill him. Why are we funding him staying here? Again, mother on the street, children cereal. The community in which Bernice had grown up in had been very devastated by the whole entire situation. So, of course, there was a candlelit vigil, and people all got up and they said the best memories that they had of Bernice, and it was a very beautiful thing. She had a lot of people that sat there and remembered her and remembered all that she did and remembered who she was as a person. Kyle McMahon is currently in jail and he's just kind of sitting there. He's in a cell. He doesn't have clothes. He doesn't have a mattress. He doesn't have anything because they know that he's going to try to take his life away because he's a fucking coward. And well, unfortunately, that's just where it ends today. Our little friend Bernice, our shooting star, she's up there in the great beyond, and Kyle McMahon is in jail, and he's going to be in jail for a while, and then he's going to have his probation hearing or whatever. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I don't know the legal terms. And that was today's case, and that's everything that happened. Well, I greatly do appreciate you joining us on Toothless Terrors, and I would just like to go ahead and just say, to the people that have been listening, this was all bullshit. This was all fucking made up. There's no damn Bernie's motherfucking Jenkins count. Well, there probably fucking is, but they're not actually, like, no. Thanks for, yeah, bitches. This is the, oh, my sign. Hey. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to another fabulous episode of Toothless Terrors slash the Aaron Show slash fucking. And I hope that you all really enjoy. There's no Bert. They over here sitting over here talking about Bernie's mother. Well, thanks again for sitting here and listening to my toothless rambling. But wasn't that fun, though? Didn't you buy that? Like, she fell down the stairs and then her boyfriend broke her neck and then raped her body. Good times. Well, thanks a lot. I'm Aaron. This is the Aaron Show, and thanks for listening to a story about a imaginary dead bitch. I'm Bailey Sarian. I fucking wish. Have you seen the damn teeth on that woman? Oof. Lord have mercy. My boyfriend would probably try to have sex with me if I had those kinds of chompers. Bye!